The Vatican is speaking out after Pope Francis admitted he made grave errors in judgment in Chile's sex abuse scandal.
The Pope in the letter is basically making a big act of humility. He's saying, I made a mistake. He's saying, I want to personally ask forgiveness of those I've offended.
In a public letter, the Holy Father has invited the victims to Rome to beg their forgiveness. Francis also summoned Chile's bishops to the Vatican for an emergency meeting in the coming weeks to discuss repairing the damage from the scandal. Vatican correspondent Juliet Linley joins us from Rome. Juliet, this is an extraordinary step by the Holy Father. What has been the reaction?
Well, on the Vatican side, Greg Burke of the Holy See press office said the situation is tantamount to a spiritual state of emergency, and the message to victims is that we believe in you and you have your place in the church. So this is a recognition by the Pope of the gravity of the situation. And what's interesting is the humility of admitting what he calls serious stakes. And on the Chilean side, Fernando Ramos, the General Secretary of the Episcopal Conference of Chile, he said that when the priests who wrote the report, Archbishop Scicluna, Charles Scicluna and Father Bartomeu, handed it to him, they were overwhelmed by pain.
Give us a background on this story. I think our viewers need to remember what happened. What led to this apology?
Right, Lauren. So last January, during his trip to Peru and Chile, Pope Francis was asked by a reporter about the Bishop Barros case, and he answered with critical comments in which he accused the victims of possible slander. Now that, of course, caused a huge firestorm in the media and even sparked a public rebuke by Cardinal Sean O'Malley of Boston. And shortly afterwards, the Holy Father then dispatched Archbishop Scicluna to investigate. And as we know, he worked for many years as the Vatican's chief expert in dealing with the clergy sex abuse crisis. And now the report has come in, and the pontiff has issued this extraordinary apology.
The Holy Father also summoned all of Chile's bishops to Rome. Has that ever been done before, and what can we expect?
Yeah, it's rare, but it has been done before. Now, back in 2002, in the wake of the clergy sex abuse scandal in the United States, John Paul II summoned the American bishops. And in 2010, Benedict summoned the Irish bishops also regarding clergy sex abuse issues. So it's clear that Francis wants to meet the Chilean bishops to find the best way to move forward in this crisis. It's hard to predict what the exact outcome will be, Lauren, but what is very clear is that the Holy Father is taking this very seriously, and he's not shying away from taking responsibility for the grave mistakes that have been made.
Juliet Linley, EWTN News Nightly Vatican correspondent, thank you.
Thank you.